I'm chatting to behaviourist Judy James, and today we're going through some of the handy do's and don'ts of how to best come across when showing potential buyers around your home. And are there certain do's and don'ts with the way you stand?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to look too tense, you don't want to look too anxious, too desperate. You also want to look trustworthy, so keep the shoulders back and down. Don't oversplay and look too dominant. A slight palm display as you're speaking, which makes you look open about the things that you're showing. Don't overdo it though, and then you can use a little bit of subtle mirroring with them. So just copy their pace to a certain extent. If they're quite relaxed, if they're quite humorous, copy that. A little bit more formal, copy that as well. And that will help to build rapport, but you do need to be subtle.
Is it really important to respect people's personal space?
It is, and there's something about people in the UK that we don't move out of it as well. When it's been abused, we will actually just stand there and feel the pains. We're very polite about it, but it makes us feel deeply uncomfortable. And we need to stay within at least the social zone. We need to be away from that perimeter. So it shouldn't be touch distance. Definitely don't touch them. I mean, the handshake is more than enough. Also, be very careful about certain rooms, because certain rooms are quite intimate for people, like the toilet, like the bedroom when you go in there's a huge bed, and it's quite nice just to take an even bigger step back when you get to those rooms, rather than this is the bedroom and there's the bed, and people get embarrassed, they feel rather awkward.
So, in essence, body language is really about making the other person feel comfortable, is that right?
It's making them feel comfortable, but in the kind of relationship where you're allowing the property to be the star and you're allowing them to fall in love with it. You know, it's a bit like if you're buying shoes and you're looking at the shoes, you don't want somebody coming up and over-serving you because you're trying to imagine what you're going to wear them with. And it's slightly similar with the property, that allow their imagination to start to work, allow them to dream a little bit or think what changes they would make. So don't keep interrupting the flow. It's just a slight backseat sometimes.
So stay out of vision a bit, and also I guess something I've always found really annoying is don't point at the obvious. Like,
yes.
That's the table and you can sit at that, and there's the sofa and you can watch telly on the sofa, and there's the fridge and that's the oven. That's really annoying.
It's nice to host, and that's very much the role of anybody, whether it's somebody from an estate agency, whether it's your own home. So you need to host, but you need to be a host that takes a step back, really.
And where do you stand on the shoes on, shoes off issue? Because that's quite a big one, isn't it?
It is. It's a toss of a coin, really. A lot of people will ask when they go in, should we take our shoes off? But even then, they might not really want to do it. So it shows that you take care of your property, but there again, they might be going to renovate the whole thing anyway, so they couldn't care less, and they just feel completely diminished by the fact that they're walking around with their pop socks showing.
So if you had to plump for on or off, you'd say let them leave them on?
I think if the Queen was visiting your house, you'd probably let her keep her shoes on, so that you should have a similar level of respect for your visitor.
Yeah, I would definitely not ask the Queen
to take
her
Mom.
shoes off.
Sorry.
Yes. When she comes to tea, which I threaten my children regularly. I often say, well, the reason the Queen doesn't come to tea is because you behave so revoltingly with your table manners. If you behaved better, she'd be around tomorrow.
Which I've heard is true.
Absolutely. Thank you very much
Thank
indeed. You. That's fantastic. Well, that was the genius Judy James, who knows everything that you could possibly know about how you should behave.